Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is MeyAroyo and I teach creative people how to sell their art online. And today's video is a video that I promised you guys I'll make last week when we were presenting Fiverr as an option for you guys to sell your creative side, whether it's with graphics, with SEO, with promotions, with video editing, or with anything really on Fiverr. And Fiverr is an amazing platform to make money online. It's not a passive income source, which means that whenever someone is paying you for something, you actually have to do it. But it is a comfortable way to make money from your home or from anywhere, like when I'm here now in Bansko. I started my own personal journey with Fiverr in July of 2015 when I became an online freelancer. It was a huge stepping stone for me, and for the first few months it was the only way that I managed to make money before I got to having clients of my own or having my affiliate marketing websites pay out pretty much anything. And for the longest time, it's been one of my main and active income sources, even though that in the past, I think it was like 6 months, I'm pretty much on vacation mode on Fiverr, mostly since I started this channel and it's taking most of my time, plus my work with clients on the side. So I'm not active there at the moment, but it is still a great way to make money. And I keep thinking about activating it, but in June, as I'm doing 30 videos in 30 days, that's not an option, but it is an option for me in July because I am looking forward to coming back to this platform because it's so much fun. Like we said in the previous video presenting Fiverr, there are 4 different levels that you can be at as a seller, which is a seller as a beginner, which is the first step that you're on, and then you move up to a seller level 1, move up to a seller level 2, and at the end, if you get handpicked, then you become a bestseller. I myself am a seller level 2 since pretty much 2015, and I wanted to make this video for you guys to share with you guys my 11 tips for selling better on Fiverr. If you're just starting out with Fiverr, these tips will help you start in the right way. If you're on Fiverr for several months and you have no sales, maybe these tips will help you understand why you're not selling and get you your first sales. And even if you are on Fiverr for many years and you are selling, it's always an option to sell better. Now, if you don't know anything about Fiverr, please stop watching this video and go ahead and watch the first video that I made of Fiverr, introducing the platform and what you can sell on it, because I think that it will give you a better base for watching this video. If you have watched the first video or you already know what Fiverr is, as well as you're watching this video as a live premiere, welcome! I love making these live premiere videos. They are so much fun, and the main reason for that is because we get to have this live chat here in the corner where you can ask me questions in real time and I can answer in real time about the topics that we're discussing in the video. If you're wondering how I'm able to chat with you guys throughout this live video, it's because a live premiere is not actually a live YouTube video. This video was pre-recorded and edited and uploaded onto YouTube, and for the very first time it's being watched, we watch it together, and then it just becomes, you know, an ordinary, boring video on YouTube. If you want to make sure not to miss out on live premieres and live chat fun, you can go ahead and check out my Instagram stories at May.Aroyo, where I keep you guys updated about the times of the videos, as well as in our Facebook community with a link to that down below, or this channel's community tab. In this next video, I'm going to give you my 11 tips as well as answer some questions that you guys have sent me through DMs on Instagram. In the past video, I've asked you that if you have any specific questions, just send them to me or commented, and a lot of you sent me questions, and a lot of them were pretty much the same. But I did narrow down 4 different questions that I think that would give added values to these tips. If you do have other questions or you want me to review your profile, there is a shop review link down below to a Google form for shop review videos. This is intended for any kind of shop, print on demand, Shopify, Etsy, printables, wherever you're selling your online stuff. However, I decided that also Fiverr users can submit their profiles, and once we have 4 or 5 Fiverr users to submit their profile, I'm going to have a shop review, a Fiverr profile review video just about these profiles and giving them tips on how to get better. But if you are selling printables or print-on-demand items, go ahead and submit your shop review now, and we will be having our next shop review video on the 16th. That's like in 3 days, yeah? Moving on to our tips. And tip number 1 is, believe it or not, I can't believe it's actually a tip, but flawless English. I have seen so many people fail on Fiverr because their English is not good. And yes, of course, no one needs to have the native level of English. I know that people sell from different places around the world. But when you're writing your own description and when you're writing the gig's description, it has to be in flawless English. Regardless of the fact that people tend to trust more when they see flawless English in a product or in a service, Having flawless English is also a way to avoid mistakes and cancellations. I have seen so many gigs where I actually can't understand what the person is selling, what the service is, and it's easy for me to sort of understand it in the wrong way, submit everything, pay for the gig, and then have them deliver it to me and me leaving a bad review because I didn't get what I thought I was paying for. Flawless English is important, especially when you're selling content. And yes, I have seen many people selling SEO post, blog post, content post, writing in English, and the description of the gig and the description of the profile is really bad in English. And again, this is not against people with any other kind of native language. Obviously, I'm here in Bulgaria and my Bulgarian is super bad, which is why I would never sell services in Bulgarian. And if your English is not at high enough level, just sell something else, not content, and have your description for a different type of service written by a native English speaker. Tip number 2, be targeted within your profile's gigs. And I don't mean within the gig itself, I mean with the gigs that you offer. Imagine you're going to a restaurant to have a steak, and their menu includes steaks, hamburgers, french fries, pizzas, fish, pies, breakfast menu. Would you trust their steak more or less than you would at a steakhouse? When you have a profile that is too diverse in the terms of the services that you offer, people might think, how can that person do all of that? And I know it sounds weird. Honestly, I can have a gig for fixing WordPress plugins or building up WordPress websites, as well as gigs for graphic design, as well as gigs for business advice on Etsy, as well as gigs for SEO content writing, but I will not have that on the same Fiverr profile. So make sure that your gigs are targeted to a specific topic of what you're doing, like graphic design, content writing, video editing, or targeted by topic. So for example, if I do have a gig to create a logo and a banner for an Etsy shop, I can have that in the same place where I will have a promotional gig for Etsy sellers because my topic is focused on Etsy, just for example. And I have seen people who have a very diversified account. So it's like they have a gig for photo retouching and a gig for video editing and a gig to record a song for you, as well as another gig to create custom illustrations and a gig for SEO content writing and translations from French to English. And you're like, that person is really not focused. Having a focused account and a focused profile is also going to help you scale up with the same customer. So for example, when I did have a gig for critiquing Etsy shops, as well as graphic design gigs for Etsy sellers and promotional gigs for Etsy sellers to promote their Etsy shop on my blogs, I often had clients who ordered the business advice, like the critique, and then ordered the logo and cover design, and then ordered the promotion. And that was possible because my profile was around a certain topic. Tip number 3, invest time in writing your own description. And you don't have a lot of space to write your description on Fiverr, and you don't need a lot of space. You don't need a lot of space to explain what you're doing. And how I like to say it, how I like to explain what to do in the description is, first of all, present yourself, and then present what you're doing, present what it is that made you qualified to do it, and present any past experience you have on the platform or outside of the platform. And also, maybe present what software you're using or what are you working with in case you're doing, I don't know, graphic design or video editing. Explain the tools that you would be using if you're writing SEO articles. For myself, my description when I was targeting Etsy sellers on my Fiverr profile, it was the fact that I started working for commerce companies before I even became a freelancer, and I worked for different services that sell products online, as well as being an affiliate marketer and basically seeing this platform from the other side as a blogger, plus my SEO experience and my experience as a graphic designer that can help me give these Etsy sellers a good critique on how to sell better. And this is something that you do once. You can change it along the time if you've changed your gigs, but make sure to write down that description for your profile to, I don't know, appeal to people. There are so many people like you on Fiverr. Everyone is selling pretty much anything. It's oversaturated. So why not stand out? The 4th tip, as a mini tip, sort of relating to the description, is actually having your own photo. I can't believe you how many times I was looking to buy services on Fiverr myself, and all I saw were people with Shutterstock profile images, or an image of a logo that has nothing to do with a profile, or an image of a house, or stuff like that. I do know that a lot of people found my profile attractive because I have a very smiling profile picture. Maybe I should change my profile picture now that my hair is blue, because I think that I had like brown hair back then. And I do know that a lot of people told me that it's a good photo for this profile. And it's not just that. Just try and think about when you're texting with someone on WhatsApp or on Facebook. When you see their profile photo and they're like pouting, everything they write to you sort of becomes in this pouting tone. But when their profile photo is smiling, you feel like they're happy right now. And the way that people read your tone is crucial because, well, you can only type with Fiverr clients. Moving on to tips about your actual gigs. And tip number 5 is to have a clear gig description. People should understand what they're purchasing. People should know exactly what they're getting from you, as well as a clear FAQ area, which is available on Fiverr down below each gig, and it's pretty amazing. And if you're selling on packages, it's really important to give out few extra words for each package and actually detail to people what is the service that you're offering, what do they need to give you or to let you know or to send you for you to be able to do this service, and what will you give them back? And yes, detail the small things. For example, if people are ordering a logo from you, will they get a JPEG file? Will they get a PNG file? Will they get a Photoshop file? Will it have a clear background or not? Can they send you a custom illustration that they've done? Can they send you their ideas? What kind of information do you need from them to create the logo for them? Because while you might be able to say something, I will make the perfect logo for you, if you do not tell people, hey, this is what you need to send me and this is what I'll send you back, they might just order from someone else. And that's important not just for graphic design, for pretty much anything. You have to be clear with what people are getting, and try to also utilize the fact that you have the ability to create titles with highlights or with bold text on the Fiverr gig description. You also have the FAQ area, so don't forget about that. So if you feel like for each package you're sort of like rambling on and it takes up all your space from the gig description, just make sure to send people to the FAQ area and make it more noticeable down there. And if you don't know what to put in the FAQ, show your gig to several of your friends and ask them, do you have any questions to ask me? Was there anything missing? And the questions that they ask you are the questions on the FAQ. You can also add another question, sort of like, why am I the person for the job? Stuff like that. Tip number 6, invest time in creating beautiful gig photos because that's what people get to see. You have the option to upload 3 gig photos onto Fiverr. And I have seen so many people make so many mistakes, the same exact mistakes, by just uploading a photo of something. People see it when they scroll down on Fiverr and a photo of something doesn't really grab your attention. You have to have text on these photos. I designed most of mine using Canva, and I really, really do love designing using Canva. And I recommend that the first initial photo be a photo that explains what it is that you're selling. The second and third photos can either be a description of what exactly you're selling in greater detail, sort of like the packages, or the third photo, what do people need to send you in order to get this gig or this product or this service? Which is something that I did with my gig for Etsy sellers to promote them on my fashion blog. The first photo was literally not that hard to make. It was just, do you want to get more sales to your Etsy stores? Do you want to get more shoppers? The second photo explains that they can be appearing in a blog post on my website with a photo of the website from a laptop and a photo from a mobile, as well as a third photo that explains what do they need to send me for me to get started. But that's because I was offering blog posts. If you're offering any type of design, you might want to have the second and third photos on your Fiverr gig to actually be sort of a portfolio for people to see the capabilities that you have or the style of the design that you're going to make them. Moving on to tip number 7, which is not about the photo gigs, but about a gig's video, because you can have and upload a video onto Fiverr to explain your gig in words. And if the video is going to be on yourself, well, people are going to trust you way more. This is something that will really differentiate you and something that I am sorely lacking in. I never had a video. I think in one of my gigs, I think it was like 3 or 4 years ago, where I was doing promotional shout outs, not shout outs, like video for promotional, like a selfie recommending a product. So if someone would order this gig, let's say they sell out sunscreen, then I would make a selfie video saying, hey, I love your sunscreen, thank you, it smells amazing, or something like that. And that gig had a video of me saying, hey, I'm Maya May, do you want me to promote your product? And I think that was the only reason that this gig sold, because I had no video editing skills. This was like a 10-second video that I made with like an Instagram filter. It was so bad. So bad. But it had a video offer on it, and that's why I think people clicked on it. So make sure to have videos on your gigs if you want to make sure that more and more people feel convinced that they can order from you and trust you and actually know what they're getting. Tip number 8 is sort of don't do this, because I have seen this so many times. I've seen gigs for like creative SEO content writing, $5. And then you enter, and the entire description is pretty much, this gig is not $5. Contact me with what you need and I'll let you know how much it costs. And that is just terrible marketing skills, because a lot of people would be afraid that if they contact you, you will just send them something for like $500, and it's not the price. As well as some people are already searching for gigs that are not for $5. Some people say like, hey, I want cool and creative content. This should be at least minimum $20. So they will not even see you. And when you're asking people to contact you first, obviously people can contact you, ask for a custom gig, ask you questions, but that shouldn't be the first result, like the first instinct. The first instinct should be to create a gig that people can actually go in and order. That's how Fiverr works. Moving on to tips about the platform itself, with tip number 9 being to submit your gigs for buyers' requests. Yes, there is a section on Fiverr when you go into your seller's dashboard and click on more, there is buyer's requests, where you can go in and see what people are looking for. And that works when you're a buyer. You just go in, submit a request, and you write down what you need, and people send you offers. And you have a limited amount of offers that you can send per day, so make sure to send your offers to the right people. If you're selling graphic design, any kind of graphic design service that is, for example, $100, don't submit this offer to a person who's looking for the same service for $5. If your delivery time is 10 days, don't submit to a person who wants this gig to be delivered in 2, unless you can pull it off. If you keep on submitting to irrelevant buyer's requests, you're just wasting the buyer's request submissions that you have for today. You should also avoid having this copy-paste message, because that's the most annoying thing in the world. I remember I used to write down buyer's requests, like I'm looking for SEO content in English, specifically for the health niche, and I would just get messages that are purely copy-paste. And in order to avoid that, I actually started doing something kind of cool. So in the middle of me describing the service that I need, I actually put in something like, if you actually read my request, please have your submission start with the word pink. And anyone who didn't start with the word pink, I knew that they were copy-pasting and not really reading what I wrote down. And if you want to guess the percentages of the people who just copy-pasted a message and didn't really read my buyer's request, well, I think that one request I got like 50 offers. 48 of them didn't have the word pink in them. So actually reading buyer's requests and sending people an answer to that and sending them a custom offer based on what they're looking for might get you more than you think, because I know a lot of people who go into buyer's requests and like, oh, but already 20 people submitted their offers. Don't worry, those 20 people could have submitted a copy-paste text message that the buyer is not even going to read. So go ahead and check out daily for your 10 available submissions for buyer's requests. Tip number 10, it might sound stupid, but download the Fiverr app to your phone and activate notifications. If people are messaging you on Fiverr and you can't see it in real time, it's going to take you a long time to answer. And there is actually a factor of how long it takes you to answer clients, and people can see that. I mean, people can see that your response time is 1 hour or 1 day. And this is actually a factor for people to decide if they want to buy from you, if they want to order from you. Because if I have this one question to ask someone and I see that their response time is 1 day, I was like, no, but today I wanted to make the order. Maybe if they respond tomorrow, it's not going to help me out. And you know, it's so funny because I've had apparently a lot of buyers who've had their gigs, like they order a gig and then they get no delivery, no nothing. The gig is canceled, and yes, they get their money back. But this experience for them is so annoying and it's time consuming, and they needed a project done. So I actually had a lot of people messaging me saying like, hey, are you available for a gig? And I would be like, yes. Okay, I'm ordering. I just wanted to make sure that you're online. And I was literally like waking up, making my coffee at 5 a.m., seeing a message from 2 hours ago. Hi, are you still working on Fiverr? Yes. Can I order from you now? Yes. Thank you. That's all I had to do. Just reply. And I was able to do this because I get my Fiverr notifications just as I get my WhatsApp messages. Ding. Simple as that. Moving on to our last tip before we move on to your questions, which is, I can't believe I'm saying it, but tip number 11, guys, actually market your gigs. Just because you're on a platform of a marketplace doesn't mean that they're going to do all the work for you. In fact, they're not going to do it at all if you're just a beginner. The incentive of any marketplace is to promote the services, the gigs, and the products that are already selling, because the platforms make money when there is a sale. So if there is no sales, no reviews, no nothing, the chances of you of appearing high in search are very low. And even if the chances are high for you and you are appearing in search, why not do it yourself? If you have more time to be working on gigs, if you're not fully booked, go ahead and market your gigs. You can market your gigs using Instagram, Facebook groups. You can open your own page for that, as well as a portfolio, like a website portfolio, to show off your Fiverr skills. And I do know a lot of people who took their Fiverr journey seriously. They're making $3,000, $4,000 a month just with Fiverr. And the reason why they're so successful is because they also have a YouTube channel, or they also have a blog where they constantly talk about these things. They have this website that says like, I'm a graphic designer, that shows their previous portfolio and then sends people to order from Fiverr. Why not? I'm actually thinking of doing something similar myself, either with Fiverr or with Etsy, because I was thinking about selling like print-on-demand approved patterns and designs for t-shirts. And I'm thinking I might do it on Fiverr because, I don't know, I already have a platform. I already have a marketplace for that, like a market system for that. And marketing your own gigs is crucial. You can also market your own gigs using Pinterest. And no, you don't have to pin just from the platform. I mean, create your own Pinterest pins and do that. If any of you are working on Fiverr using this platform and want to know more about how to market your Fiverr profile, please comment that in a comment down below in this video. And if there are enough people interested in knowing more about marketing your Fiverr gigs, I'll be happy to make a full tutorial, a full video, just on the different ways that you could be marketing your Fiverr profile and Fiverr gigs. Before we move on to answering the questions that you sent me over DMs on Instagram, if you like this video, please consider give it a like, because every time you do, YouTube thinks, hey, this is a cool video, I'm gonna show it to more people. And subscribe to my channel if you are not yet subscribed. Moving on to questions that you guys have sent me, and a lot of them came with Fiverr profiles, but I'm not adding them or attaching them because I don't want to shame anyone. There were a lot of very bad things, but one thing that I got as I selling English content service, but yet no persons they order from me. I have not seen your gig, but just by the questions that you asked me, I don't know what is your native language, but maybe try selling content in that native language or translating English to that language, because your English, the reason why people are not ordering English content articles from you is because of your English. Question number 2, I'm using Canva to make business cards, but clients complained about the print quality. And I do remember seeing this because I had a friend who was selling something similar. And the main issue with that was the fact that you can't actually have the control over the quality when you're using Canva, and their business card size is not really accurate. What I recommend that you do is that you make sure that the business card, like the photo of the gig as well as the description, people can send you their custom sizes. Like people will tell you, I need an 8x5 inch. No, that's huge. Wait, a 2.5 by 4 inches, whatever the business card size is. And just make sure that people just send you the size that they need in inches. Multiply that size by 300, and then you get the pixel size for your Canva. So for example, if someone wants a 2.5 inch by 3 inch business card, then 2.5 times 300 and 3 times 300, that would be the minimum pixel size that you will be using on Canva. Make sure to send them both PDF PNG and JPEG files. You can export all of them using Canva, and I think that the quality issues will be done. The second problem that might cause quality issues is if you're using graphics that is too small for the design, so make sure that the graphics that you're using on it are big enough. Question number 3. I want to offer branding services for Etsy sellers, but don't know how to make the package. One idea that I can give you is a package that the first one is a logo, the second package, like the second step, is a logo and a cover, and the third one is like a full-on branding experience. So like a logo, a cover photo for Etsy, a cover photo for Facebook. Some people want a watermark. Some people need like a photo, like the last image. I don't know if you've seen my videos about how to make and sell greeting cards or how to make and sell stationaries on Etsy. But I always recommend that the last photo would sort of be like a photo of a person like thanking people for coming in. So that could be also a service that you can offer within the branding packages. And I do hope that that answers your question. Moving on to the last question of the day. I am selling photo editing without success, and there was a link to the gig. And I can tell you that the reason why you're not selling this with success is because you basically put in 7 or 8 different photo editing styles mashed up together, and it's really unclear, and it's your only gig on Fiverr. I would recommend choose the best 5 of those because you have like 3 that are really confusing. Choose the best 5 and create 5 separate gigs, and in each gig present the photo editing within the style, because you have like cartoonized, you have like oil, you have the black and white, you have the mono something. Just try and make them in separate gigs, and I think that it will go a long way because you'll have more time talking about them. You could be targeted with your keywords, and you'll just look more professional. I'm reminding you that if you have more questions about Fiverr, you can always ask me in DMs on Instagram at MeyAroyo, and in the shop review link down below, the Google form that is targeting basically printables and print-on-demand sellers, you can also submit your Fiverr profile, and I'll be reviewing Fiverr profiles and giving targeted advice with a video probably next month, or when we're gonna have like 4 or 5 people submit their Fiverr links for review. I will be seeing you guys tomorrow for a print-on-demand design video using the platform This New, where I will be showing you how I designed 4 items that I've ordered. I ordered a tank top, a face mask, I ordered a laptop sleeve, as well as a pencil case, which is one of the products that I am really looking forward to because it's not like the normal zip pouch from Redbubble. It's like a full-on thick pencil case, and I'm going to be showing you the designs that I chose plus 2 or 3 other design ideas for each product. So it's going to be filled with inspiration and design techniques and cool stuff from Creative Fabrica, cool fonts and cool graphics, and it's going to be super fun. And obviously the minute I get the products, there's going to be a video reviewing their actual quality, and I can't wait. With that being said, that is it from me for today. Thank you so much for watching, and if you've seen any of my videos, you pretty much know what I'm about to say right now because the live chat is going to go away in 3, 2, 1, and I'll see you tomorrow in my next video. Bye!